Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, November 26th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol QUBT. The upwards move just continues. Last week was fantastic, just higher high after higher high. And once again today, we have ourselves not only a higher high, but a way higher high. I mean, the highest it got on, I'm saying high a lot, huh? But the highest it got on Friday was right here. And then you go up here and the highs from today, and that was a huge distance. So that's just my overly wordy way of saying very impressive start off to the week. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines out of it as they serve their purpose for now, and we'll just map out some of the new levels. Now, I will say that it's a little tricky to talk about because it's about perspective. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you're going to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well then yeah, from that standpoint, the chart's looking pretty rough. Because sure, the price did pull back today. But this is where the distinction comes into play. If you do care about the bigger picture point of view, you will acknowledge that, sure, yeah, Clay, that is fair. The price did pull back today. But because I care about the bigger picture, part of that is saying, but what was going on before this pullback happened? You would say, well, the price was down here and it exploded all the way up there, which is now given the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So to reiterate, I fully am aware that if you're a day trader and bought right there, you don't care about this bull flag pattern. But if you do care about the broad scope of things, then yeah, even with a pullback, the chart is still plenty bullish. And if you're not even in the stock at all, but you do consider yourself to be a trader that likes bull flags in this price range around the $10 mark, then keep an eye on it. Next one, MSTZ, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the past videos, but if you have, you know that I've been talking about that area right down there around 78 cents as a key level that you would want to see hold strong, and it did hold strong today. In fact, was not even tested. So that in and of itself, a good sign that this current upwards movement is strong because it still has the opportunity to build a higher base. Meaning if the price were to come down here, because nothing can go straight up, but if it were to come down here, behave like that and then curl back upwards, well, what would you have? You'd have a low right here. You'd have that low right there. And if you envision those as stair steps, you would still have stair steps making progress in the upward direction. And that's what it's all about. Not necessarily going straight up, as nice as that would be, but just showing progress. And again, in this situation, quote unquote progress being defined as 78 cents. In regards to areas of resistance, main battleground that at least stands out to me moving forward is that trend line right there. So keep an eye on that. And the good news is the price is well within striking distance. It's just kind of slightly below here. So that while that doesn't guarantee anything, doesn't make it more than plausible to think that the price could come up here and get the break up through there, and then that generate that much more upside buying pressure. So another good healthy day. Still got the chance to build that higher base. So we'll see how it continues to play out on the week. Next one here, SMCI. And again, one of these where it's just one higher high after another. So great movement here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. It's served its purpose for now. And I'm also going to make an adjustment here. So I'm going to change this to green because just based on a rule in charting, when levels of resistance are broken and close above, you want to see them act as support. But I'm also going to give this a new angle and bring it up like that because that does a pretty interesting job of kind of forecasting all these different price movements. But that's what I would call the ideal level of support. Meaning if you were to say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? That would be if the price can stay above that level. So with that being said, don't get me wrong. If the price were to fall below there, that doesn't mean the chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. But if the price could manage to somehow stay above there, that would just be a super impressive sign of strength. Looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, that's where the purple line comes into play, the 50-period moving average. And as the name implies, that line is just going to continue to move itself higher and higher. So from the broad scope point of view, as long as the price does stay above that purple line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, well then by definition that tells you the price is putting in higher lows, and that's what you want from a trend building standpoint. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just asking yourself the question, where did the party stop today? And you can see basically twice earlier on in the day, you can see right there 2 times in a row the price got rejected right around, let's just call it 39.25. So keep an eye on that as the main area of resistance. But all in all, a very impressive looking chart and uptrend. Next one here, RGTI. Going to go through this one a little quicker because you just heard me talk about the general idea, but it's all about perspective. For those people that were day traders that bought right there, yeah, not the greatest day because there was a pullback throughout the course of pretty much late morning and the rest of the day. With that being said, for those that care about the bigger picture, sure, those people will acknowledge there was a pullback, but they're also going to be asking the question, well, what was happening before the pullback? And those people will get to say, well, the price was here, and then it skyrocketed all the way up here. So yes, we have ourselves another bull flag pattern. So if you like bull flags, you like stocks down around this $2 or $3 mark, keep an eye on it. Next one, NVDA, and a very rough day today, not necessarily because it was red, but because from a technical point of view, it was breaking down through all sorts of areas of support. So for those of you that have watched previous videos, you know that I had mapped that level out as support. And I mean, really thought that level wasn't even close to necessarily being tested, but not only were both those levels tested, they were both broken in the same 30-minute candle. Again, that's the 30 minutes right there, and you can see that candle is what broke through that level and that level. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little house cleaning here, just get rid of that as it served its purpose in that level. And then first key update is just based on the rule. When levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. And that's exactly what happened here. So on that opening 30 minutes, as I pointed out, the price broke below it. Then you can see, just broadly speaking, the price can never gain any sort of momentum once it would get up to that level. So moving forward, the very near term key area of resistance that you want to see the price get above, right there at 138. And then in terms of areas of support, I'll just bring this over so you can see where this next level is coming from. We have this little consolidation area right there at 134.50. So 130, yeah, it's staying on the chart. So that line, now you can see where it's coming from, 134.50 next key level. But yeah, no doubt about it, not a very good way to start off the new week. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering in a couple of weeks. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol KULR, and very nice pattern here. So let's just hop right into it. So we have this overarching resistance line right there. On the flip side of things, we have a nice uptrending trend line right there. Change that to green. And this is a little bit different than the other patterns we talked about, the bull flag. So to keep it easier to see, let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visually appealing. Put the golf one on here, this would be a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, is it valid, is it plausible to think that if the price comes up here and breaks through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible scenario. So if you like bull pennant patterns, you like penny stocks, here you go. Next one here, PLUG, and very, very impressive move. The price, although it never hit that pink line right there, which is a 200 period moving average, you can see several times the price would approach that area and just kind of run away and get scared of it. But not so today. Opening 30 minutes, price came up there, got to that pink line, did not care, got the break, and then just continued to absolutely beast mode up. So very, very impressive move of that 200 period moving average. And now moving forward, the ideal level of support, again, that level representing, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? That would be if the price can stay up there above $2.13. But from the overarching standpoint, again, just taking a step back, watch that purple line there. 50 period moving average. So as time goes by and that line moves itself higher and higher, as long as the price stays above that moving average, then overall the trend is still plenty healthy. Now, what about areas of resistance? I know it's getting harder to see, but this is a good problem to have when you have to go back this far into the chart's history. But next key battleground to watch moving forward, going to be right there at $2.29. So keep it, and I'm going to add in one more just in case this thing really finds another surge of momentum. And after 229, next key level up there at about 236. So all in all, though, very nice way to start off the week. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And this is definitely one of these tricky ones from where I sit presentation-wise because it's all about point of view and perspective. No doubt about it. People that were buying here this morning or, trying to buy that move right there or anything like this, it's rough for those people because this has been a very big pullback. And in fact, as I speak right now, you can see the final 30-minute candle has broken down through the purple line 50 period moving average, and it's picked up that much more downside momentum. With all that being said, let me throw in an overall trend line here. That area right there. And you can see that level there, which is still a pretty, let me bring that down. Bring that up a little bit. There we go. That level there, which is a pretty aggressive trend line, is still holding, although this is what makes it interesting headed into Tuesday is I totally get the two groups of people. One group of people saying, uh-oh, this looks good. This is a buy. It's bounced off there several times before. I'm going to buy, and I think this thing's going to bounce. Those people, totally valid, totally reasonable thought process to have. You're going to have another group of people saying, I think this thing's getting ready to roll over. And if this thing breaks through that line, it's going to pick up momentum to the downside. I want to get short around that area. I totally see what they're coming from. But that's why risk management matters. Somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. But the core dynamic and common thing there is that the price, in fact, it pretty much bounced. Look at that. You can't, and that was the power of charts. So I'm not patting myself on the back, but I am patting, charts on the back. So I'll turn that to a quick plug. Go get signed up for that class. But you can see right here, the price has bounced off of it. And going forward, that's going to certainly be a key area of support. In terms of areas of resistance, keep an eye on that trend line right there. In my mind, I think that's going to be the main dynamic to watch. But yeah, rough way to start off the week. It's doing battle with this lower trend line right here. If this level cannot quite hold up, then I don't think it's unreasonable to think the price could at least go down there and retest that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, which does seem far away, but remember, moving average, so that line will move higher and higher as the week plays out. But yeah, right now, big battle going on. We'll see who wins. Next one here, ZENA, and I don't have a whole lot to say on this one because even as I speak, you can see this is headed to new highs. So I don't really have a lot to say in terms of patterns, but what I do have to say and what matters, I would argue most to us as traders, especially the active day traders, are we want volume and volatility. And check out the volume surge here and check out the volatility, huge, huge mover. So are there any patterns right now? Not really. This thing's going straight up. Should you go and buy right there? I mean, maybe if you think that momentum's going to continue, but there's also the chance, are you going to be the sucker that buys the top? I mean, maybe, tomorrow the price pulls back here a little bit, does something like that. And then at least at that point in time, you could, call out, a bit of a pullback. You could say, something like that. So maybe a bull flag happens. Maybe some other sort of bull pennant occurs. But that's just, there's nothing really else to say right now. But the reason it's on the watch list is because it's got those two key ingredients. Huge volume and then just price action that keeps on going and going. And yeah, it's fun to just watch this continue to explode to the upside. So ZENA, not really any patterns right now per se, but it's definitely got those two key ingredients. Next one here, ACHR, very nice pattern, and overall, just a very nice chart. I mean, this thing is one of these that's, higher highs after higher lows the past couple of weeks. But then today, things got that much more explosive. So let's get this pattern here drawn into play. We have the resistance portion of the pattern. And yes, I'm going through this one a bit quicker because you've already heard me talk about it. There we go. We have the bottom part support. And then just because I can't help myself, let's make it one color. We have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big explosive move today. We have the golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern, and it's really as straightforward as that. I'd say the biggest difference is that this one is occurring in a very strong uptrend. So not that that guarantees anything per se, but it does suggest that you can have that much more confidence in the bull pennant pattern compared to a chart that maybe is kind of modestly uptrending or not even uptrending at all. But again, don't take that as a guarantee. That's not my claim. My claim is that it's just, I can understand where you'd be like, yeah, I have extra confidence in this one. I totally see where you'd be coming from. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a moment, but again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free live webinar. It'll be in a little while, Thursday, December 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and you want to support the channel in a very easy and free type of way, please just hit that subscribe button. By doing that, it really helps out. It goes a long way. If you want to throw a like, that also helps out. But yeah, being a subscriber truly does offer a lot and helps support the channel. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And that's because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And in order for this video and analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible, I just want to look at a longer time frame and then walk you through some questions. And based on how you answer those questions will dictate, the current status of the chart whenever you're watching this video. So Bitcoin has finally had somewhat of a pullback, nothing drastic. But even with the pullback, and this will mean a little bit more to those that have watched past videos, you know that we've been tracking that trend line over and over and over again. And once more, the power of charts. Look right where there's this little miniature bounce, right at that trend line. With that being said, if you're watching this video 15, 20 hours after I upload it, question number one that you're going to need to ask yourself, and I'm a little jealous of you because you're going to have the answer, is what happens here? Does the trend line win the battle by providing a bounce to the bearish win with a move to the downside. And that's really going to be the core dynamic. And then you just got to sit back and let common sense take you far. Meaning, if you're saying, well, Clay, actually, the price right now is back up around here. Well, it's telling you that not only have the bulls won the battle here, but they've gotten a good solid bounce to the upside. If you're saying, well, actually, Clay, no, I'm watching this price is way down here. Well, it's telling you that the bears went out and the bears are getting, they're getting stronger. Now, how strong? Well, how far down below the trend line is it? Flip side is true too. How strong is it to the upside? Well, how far up above that trend line is it? So that's where it's all, pretty much just, leaning on your common sense and then leaning on that technical level right there. Because just going through the history of things, I guess you can't totally see it. There you go. But going through the history, you can see, there is a lot of action right around that line. And this is now going to be, like I said, the newest period right here. So who is going to win this battle and to what extent? Watch that level. Let your common sense take over. And the next 24 hours, I think, is going to be very revealing in terms of that trend line and how strong or maybe weak things are becoming. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a crypto and Bitcoin trader to definitely get signed up for the free training because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So as mentioned, it'll be a couple weeks, Thursday, December 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. And as I already mentioned, if you enjoy these top 10 videos, if you enjoy me doing Bitcoin, please hit that subscribe button. Really helps out and really supports the channel in a very free and easy kind of way. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free class.